the garage. I'm not working on the Chevy today. I'm trying to move the rear brackets for my tarp. So I got a new tarp for the dump truck, and it's 20 inches longer. These brackets got to go back 10 inches. So it turns out I didn't have any steel to lengthen the brackets. I thought I did, but I drug this thing. It's my old snowplow. It kind of rotted and rusted all to hell. So I drug the snowplow in here. I cut the cutting edge off of it. Figured out my dimensions. So now I gotta take this off and transfer them 4 bolt holes onto those pieces I just cut. So this is the way it was up there, okay? See the adjuster? That goes through the back. So what we'll wind up doing, just for a quick, for your information, gonna weld that pulley and bracket system on that extension plate. And all the drill bits are broken. Well, after a lot of dicking around and breaking drill bits, I got the holes all drilled out to the size I need. See how good my alignment is. So basically, I'm drilling the holes in the spacers to line up with the holes in the steel. Okay, I got the plate up there, got the holes lined up, it's all bolted on. Now I'm going to try to figure out where this goes. I'll have to clamp that on there. And then weld it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's going to be something like that. That's going to be about perfect. So what I got to do now is just put a weld there, or at least tack it, and then take this back off, and I'll have to take it over to the welder. I don't feel like dragging the welder back over here. I had it over here and I put it away. It's back far enough that it'll bring the tarp all the way back to the end of the bed. I just need to make sure it's in the right spot up and down.
Hold on, let me get you started there.
try to catch you up where we're at here. My wife helped me get the tarp up there. I don't know if you can see that. We threw the tarp up in there, unrolled it. We had to flip it over sideways because it was upside down. We put all the cross members in the sleeves. I got that pulley. I might have that where it needs to go, so I'll just have to weld that. Basically, I just got done putting the eyelets back in the cross members. So we threaded the eyelets onto the cable, wrapped the cable around the pulleys. I got them clamped right there, just temporarily. Put the eyelets back in the cross members. That one right there, I got to cut that one down and drill holes for the eyelet. So I had to buy one more because the other tarp only came to here. So I got the new longer tarp, so it goes from there to there. Here we are. I think that's good. I had to add, this is just temporary, but I need to add something like this. I'll probably use this. I'll just fasten it. I just got 2 zip screws in right there, so I could use it as a guide because this doesn't have anything to run on at this point. So I'll probably actually use this. So looking at the cable going onto the pulley, I think that's perfect. Now I got to put a clamp right here and right here. So when I crank this bar is what's going to be moving the whole tarp in and out. This is going to come clear out to here. When this eyelet basically touches this pulley, that's when the tarp is all the way out. And you can see it's basically all the way out right to the back door, where we had a 20-inch gap back here right to this spot. So from here back before was open. And the state inspectors, they didn't like that. Heat was getting out, rain, snow was getting in. So I don't blame them, but the tarp I had, I got secondhand for cheap, and that's what I was using. That was 2 years ago. So this is gonna work. It's just a little bit of, and that'll make them happy. Plus there's a 10-inch flap down in there that once I get going, the wind should blow it out like so. And then if it rains, it won't run into the box. I probably should just unbolt it and take it over there and weld it. Okay, I took that off the truck and welded it up. That's all ready to go on there. Got it welded all over the place. So I'm gonna put it back up on where it belongs. I gotta crack that loose, run this back, basically let this tensioner come this way so I can get all the possible slack. Then I need to pull this as tight as I can. So all the hardware stores are closed and I don't have anything bigger. I think that's all I need. So I need 8 of those and a 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna go in and eat dinner. It's like 7 o'clock anyways. I'm just gonna call it a night. We'll go down to hardware in the morning, grab those cable clamps and tighten this cable up. And we'll rip in the other side. There's actually some better lighting over there, so maybe I can show you what I'm doing. So I'd make this one out of 2 narrower pieces, welded them together. It's 2 5/8 from here to here. I'll show you where that goes. The extension is bolted on, and I got the actual pulley is just clamped on where it needs to be. This piece is gonna be right here. I'm gonna bolt that on there. So when this comes along here, it'll have something to run on. You can see over there, I already got one set up. This is actually too thick right here. So from here, it goes up a little bit right there. Let me find some bolts, actually bolt that thing on there. And then I'll get that cross beam and I'll pull the tarp back and see where it's gonna set. I might have to notch this right here so it's kind of more level. Okay, I got the 3 bolts in, holding that runner extension. It just sits on here. It's not fastened on there, but I did have to notch that out so it didn't run uphill, okay? I'm gonna tack this in a couple of spots, just probably right there and there. And then I gotta take it back down because I need to weld on the back side of this right here. I've been doing is putting eyelets in, the cross members, and currently stringing my cable through all the eyelets. Now this particular one is new, right? Because I needed that extra one. I still have to cut it to length and drill the hole that the eyelet goes into. I'm not to that point yet. So if you're ever in a situation like that, make sure you put the eyelet on the cable before you finish stringing, because you'll just make yourself miserable, okay? Because you'll have to disconnect the cable to put that back on. I mean, you could spread the eyelet right there and put it on, but that screws them up. The minor issue I'm having now, I'm trying to get these two cables joined together. I can't pull the slack out of both ends to get it to a acceptable tension prior to actually tightening the adjustment on the pulley back there. So what I've done, I'll show you. Just trying to figure out a way to make it so I can do that. I got this turnbuckle. I've had it for quite a while. What I want to do is take one of my clamps, clamp one end of the cable to one side of this turnbuckle, and then I'll take the other end of the cable, clamp it to this end. After pulling them as tight as I can get them, and then I'll turn this turnbuckle in to hopefully draw out the rest of the unacceptable slack, and then I'll clamp the cables together and I'll make my final adjustment on the pulley tensioner. Okay, I hope you can see that. So now I just got to turn this buckle, draw this in, and we'll see if I can get the extra slack out of it. Tray's got to go the other way. We'll do is take another one of these clamps, clamp these cables together. That actually worked. I figured it would, but if I can put a clamp right here that'll hold that tension where it's at, and then I can come back here and adjust the adjuster, and we'll have what we need. There. So that cable is joined at the hip now. It ain't going anywhere. Now the next step is just turn that bolt in. We'll turn the nut in on that adjuster. That'll draw that pulley back. We'll be able to suck up any more slack out of this here cable, so when we turn the crank, it's tight enough that it actually moves it. See what I do? You turn that nut in, and it draws the pulley back, which takes the slack out of the cable, and then you tighten up this big nut, and that locks it into place. Okay, I'm up here on the front of the tarp by the bulkhead of the bed. I had to take the tarp off because it's not centered, and it's too long, a couple inches. So I'm gonna be working on centering it. And then I'm gonna roll up this end where it bolts onto the bulkhead. It's only gonna roll once or twice, so it's not really a big deal, but I want it to be taut. I don't want it to have these dips like this in it. Well, hopefully I got it this time. I had to fold this up 3 folds to get the length, the overall length of the tarp, so it's tight when it's all the way out. And I had to move the holes in the bulkhead over 1.5 inches. They're all the bolts are in, they're tightened down. Now I gotta crank it out and see if I got the right length that I wanted. I have a feeling it's going to be good enough. Yeah. It's probably as good as it was. It's really tight back there because the weight of the tarp on this end was pulling it tight. And then there's a little bit of a dip there and a little bit more here, but then it gets tight again back here. But that's fine with me. As long as we got equal-ish overhang of the tarp on each side. Well, it's better than it was. It still could be this way, say another inch or something. But before I moved where the tarp was bolted on the bulkhead, this side was all the way flush with the sideboard, so I'd have to say that's a win in my eyes. So that project's done. Now I can fire this pig up and pull it out and get back on this Cummins engine, tearing the front of it off. Thanks for watching. See you next time.